An urban explorer finds something unexpected at an old spa. This is for entertainment purposes only. This short story is only for people over the age of 18.
The frequency of a human thought is a fragile thing, easily nudged if one possesses the right kind of lever.
Sounds good, doesn't it? It's not complete bullshit. It was from a notebook I found, and finally read, 3 months after I first stepped over the rusted perimeter fence of the Oakhaven Sanitarium and Spa. For decades, the estate had sat atop the ridge like a brooding limestone crown, shrouded in a layer of local mythology that bordered on the hallucinogenic. The rumors were always the same: women entered the spa burdened by the crushing weights of depression or anxiety and emerged as ethereal versions of themselves, carefree, liberated, and possessed of a sudden, voracious appetite for carnal pleasure. Their wardrobes shifted toward the provocative, their inhibitions dissolved. Public displays of affection became brazen, and the social mores of the town were discarded in favor of a hedonistic openness that scandalized the locals. Guess why people didn't like the place? Go ahead, guess. The downfall of the establishment had been as swift as its rise. The proprietor was arrested on sweeping charges of organized prostitution, only to suffer a convenient, fatal stroke while in custody. The state seized the property, and for years, a phalanx of armed guards patrolled the perimeter, as if guarding a tomb. Eventually, budget cuts eroded the human presence, replacing the guards with a network of sterile security cameras. In time, the cameras succumbed to the elements, their lenses clouded by salt and grime, left unmaintained by a government that had forgotten why the building was forbidden in the first place. Driven by a mixture of academic curiosity and a penchant for urban exploration, I breached the ruins. To my surprise, the interior was remarkably preserved. The grand halls lacked the typical decay of abandonment, suggesting that the structure merely needed a modest restoration to reclaim its former glory. I found no specters in the hallways, nor any lingering ghosts of the departed. What I found was far more tangible: a false wall in the basement, concealing a sophisticated array of transmitting equipment. I wish this was just some pirate radio station that played the uncensored versions of wild songs. If it was that, I could understand. The facility lacked power, rendering the machinery dormant, but I spent the following week analyzing photographs of the circuitry. Using a high-end electronic mapping program, I discovered that the apparatus was designed to emit radio signals on a specific wavelength, one that mirrored the endogenous frequencies of the human brain. It wasn't a spa, it was a laboratory for neurological suggestion. The temptation was irresistible. I returned to the ruins equipped with a portable industrial generator. The hardware was an antique, 20 years old and humming with a prehistoric digital groan, but the software was elegantly simple. It functioned on a basic command and transmit interface, a linguistic seed planted directly into the subconscious of anyone within the broadcast radius. At some point you'd think my morals would have been a barrier to my actions. This wouldn't be much of a story if that were true. To test the efficacy of the device, I crafted a precise directive: the most alluring women within a 5-mile radius are to congregate at the spa and grant absolute obedience to the man who greets them. Give me a break, I was going on 2 hours of sleep. The result was cinematic. The good kind from like the 1940s, not the current crap out there. Within the hour, 4 women, 1 striking brunette and 3 luminous blondes, arrived at the ruins. Their eyes were glazed with a terrifyingly placid devotion, their cognitive faculties bypassed by the signal. They weren't merely complying, they were consumed by a singular, overriding need to serve. Serve me, and we're not talking drinks. I cleared a space among the dust-covered linens of the old treatment rooms. With a few quiet commands, I had them divest themselves of their clothing and arrange themselves upon the beds. I whispered into the silence, instructing them that they were consumed by an insatiable hunger for me, and the signal translated that suggestion into an immediate, visceral reality. I spent the afternoon navigating the depths of their manufactured desire, moving from one to the next in a feverish blur of skin and submission, until the physical limits of my own endurance forced a pause. See, I can be poetic. Then my life went as my life goes. The generator began to sputter, signaling the end of the power supply. I issued a final, sweeping command: they were to dress, return to their previous lives, and excise every memory of the spa, and of me, from their minds. They drifted away like ghosts returning to the fog. It took several grueling trips to dismantle and transport the equipment, but the transmitter now resides in my own basement. With a few modern upgrades to the antenna and a streamlined interface, the radius has expanded, and the precision has sharpened. I am going to be so sore in the morning. Now, the city is my playground, and the invitations are always accepted.
The end. This was a work of fiction. Any similarity between people, living or dead, is purely coincidence. This scenario did not, or should not, have happened in real life. Thank you for listening.